When traffic police in the West Midlands set out to check that lorry drivers were following the laws of the road, they had a bit of a problem. Their patrol cars were too low for them to see into the cabs of the HGVs.
The solution? To buy their own lorry, putting them eye level with the lorry drivers. The work of the Central Motorway Police Group is highlighted in tonight's edition of Motorway Cops. Let's have a look at what they found.
Just edge forward again. Yeah, he's definitely on the phone.
It's time to call in the cavalry. If the trucker didn't know he was in trouble before, he does now.
Well, PC Angus Nairn, who you saw there, also Jeff Dunning from the Road Haulage Association, are here with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How often do you come across examples like that of the driver extraordinarily on the phone one hand and then actually waving to you so he's got no hands on the steering wheel at all?
That's the sort of first time I've come across it. Normally, if you come across a driver who's on the phone, his immediate reaction as soon as he sees the police is to put the phone down straight away. Some try and drop it and pretend they weren't on it, and some make excuses up. But in this case, he just was oblivious to the fact we were the police, and he just continued doing what he was doing.
And PC Nairn, since you've had the truck, how many lorry drivers have you spotted who are sort of transgressing the law in some way or another?
Well, we take the truck out on a kind of frequent basis. There's not a regular pattern to it, but the amount of drivers that are still using the phone is, I would say, it's still on the increase. They're not stopping it; they're continuing to use it because they think, that because they're up high in the truck, then they're never going to be spotted. So when they get stopped by the truck, it's a bigger shock to them than anything else.
Jeff, it's dangerous enough for anybody to use a mobile phone while driving, but a lorry particularly can cause so much more damage.
Absolutely. The truck generally has a good safety record, and it's initiatives like this that help to maintain that standard. I think there are two lessons here. One is the fact that the police are taking an initiative that's tackling an issue within the haulage industry, and we welcome that. The other is that there is an additional layer of disciplinary action for truck drivers that the general public may not be aware of. People are aware of the point system and totting up and they lose licences, but with trucks you can get a suspension on your licence just for one offence, and a relatively minor offence at that, because we have what are called traffic commissioners who can take that sort of action.
Do you think most of the lorry drivers you stop have come from abroad and maybe they're not quite aware of the rules in the UK?
No, the biggest majority of drivers that we do mobile phone offences for tend to be UK drivers, because when foreign drivers or international drivers come to the UK, it tends to be too costly for them to use the phone to phone back home. Whereas UK drivers, they're always on the phone to their wives, their girlfriends, partners, or even the company at times.
It's amazing that they haven't got the message yet, really, Jeff, isn't it? I mean, it's been the law for some considerable time, and then nobody could be in any doubt as to A, how dangerous it is, and B, what the law is.
I think we're probably in the same situation we were many years ago with drink driving. It took a long time for the message to get through that it is dangerous and it should be stopped. We are very conscious of the dangers that are involved in using mobile phones, so we encourage our operators to avoid ringing drivers, to use other mechanisms to communicate with drivers, and this sort of programme brings the issue to everybody's attention. It does nothing but good.
And do the authorities use the footage that you've got to and your experience to further prosecute?
Yeah, although we do use the video to video the evidence, so that if the driver contests it and goes to court, we do have video footage. But 9 times out of 10, whenever drivers see us with a video, then they know straight away that they're bound to rights. They're not going to argue with it, and it never goes to court. We've not had one yet go to court.
Oh, really? Okay.
Thanks,
both.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.